Hey everyone, this is Lauren Sapala, and today I'm talking about the single worst thing a writer can do if they're serious about success. Now, I get questions all the time from writers over email and my classes from my clients. Writers have so many questions about what they should and should not be doing. Should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Should I get feedback from this person? Should I get feedback from that person? How will I know when I'm ready for this? How will I know when I'm ready for that? These questions are all good questions, and of course you want to examine your writing life from a lot of different angles. However, a lot of this is way more simple than writers think. Writers tend to make things harder than they need to be a lot of the time. I see one thing that writers do all the time, most especially introvert writers, highly sensitive writers, which really causes failure. And that is to pressurize their writing. Now, what do I mean when I say pressurize your writing? What does that look like? Pressurizing your writing means putting a bunch of pressure on your writing, relying on your writing to do something for you, to meet childhood needs that have been unmet for years and years, or take care of your ego needs, or impress others, get you the love and the approval that you want and need from other people, right? Or try to prove something to yourself. So I see this in the way writers will set goals and deadlines for themselves. Like, well, I want to write this amazing novel, and then it needs to win a bunch of awards, and then it needs to do this and it needs to do that. Or I'm going to write a book and it's going to look like this. It has to look like the books that my idols write. It has to sound like the books that I love to read sound like, right? So sometimes putting this pressure, it's not only wanting external things like the awards and the approval and the acknowledgement and the status, but it's also setting up these expectations in our head and determining that we have to meet up to them. We have to meet these expectations. So the thing is, what's really happening here, and again, this really happens for introvert writers and highly sensitive writers, we tend to be slower in our process. We just do. We go internal. We need a lot of time to put together all the pieces to the big picture because we're big picture thinkers. That's how we operate. So we need more time to do this. However, we live in a world that's always urging us to be faster, more productive. And for a lot of intuitive introverts, this is how we gain approval. This is how we prove ourselves. We're very productive people. We tend to be the people who are indispensable to others, right? We're very accommodating. We always hit our deadlines. So what happens in our writing process is we try to bring that same approach to it, meaning we try to push our internal process to become external too quickly. So what that looks like, we get the great idea for the book. One idea, inspiration, maybe the first chapter, maybe we see a vague outline of how the whole thing might play out, and we immediately go to work trying to outline it. We immediately go to work trying to map it out, trying to figure it out logically, beginning, middle, and end. And then we seek feedback from other people after writing one chapter, after writing a few pages, and then we try to edit ourselves and adjust ourselves based on that feedback. Or maybe we don't share it with anyone else, but we immediately go to work reading writing guides or writing blogs online, how everyone else is doing it, and then we fall into comparison syndrome. That's another way to pressurize your writing, right? So you can see in all of these examples, whether you are comparing yourself to your idols or you're comparing yourself to what the writing guides online say you should be doing, you are comparing yourself and you're putting pressure on your writing. You're trying to make something of it, and it tends to feel very high stakes. It tends to feel kind of life or death. So when you get into a situation like this with your writing, it's not surprising that writing doesn't feel very fun anymore. It feels kind of dreadful. It feels full of this heavy weight. It feels like something you have to do, you're never going to be good at, something you're really, really struggling with. And when you're having those feelings, it's harder and harder to sit down to write every single day. So what we want to do, again, especially for you introverts out there, this is super important. If you are an introvert writer, you want to take that pressure off your writing. And how you can do that is you can give yourself more time. You can give yourself more time for your internal process to stay internal, and you can give yourself permission to give yourself that time. for your internal process to stay internal. Instead of pushing everything external before it's ready to see the light of day, before it's ready to be exposed to other people, we want to keep it private, we want to keep it personal, we want to keep it almost like locked up safe within ourselves, right? We don't talk about it, we don't show it to people, we don't even really reread our work very much, if at all. That's another thing I urge. So if this is something you're struggling with, if you're somebody who's introverted, you're highly sensitive, you have a lot of trouble with criticism or rejection, you have extreme sensitivity around those issues, you are the person I'm talking to, because you're also probably putting a lot of pressure on your writing in this way, and it doesn't feel very good. I'm teaching a new live class this October. I'm opening doors to registration day after tomorrow. It's called Write Now, Become the Writer You Want to Be. And it's for all writers who are struggling with these kinds of issues, especially the introvert writers out there, because I know we tend to struggle a little bit more than most. The class is going to cover so much. We're covering how to write fiction, how to write nonfiction, how to deal with self-doubt and resistance, how to start things, how to carry through things until the end, how to edit, how to self-edit, how to seek feedback from others, how to deal with that extreme rejection sensitivity, as I call it, that highly sensitive writers go through, how to publish and how to market, how to create your platform, and how to feel good while you're doing it. The class is going to be Tuesday nights. We do a 90-minute workshop style class every Tuesday for the 4 weeks in October. And then we're also going to be doing 2 silent writing sessions every week. One on Thursdays, one on Sundays. We sit together, we write silently. I open the space with a guided meditation tailored for writers. It's really fun. It's a really nice thing. And it's actually the thing that kickstarts a lot of people into a regular writing practice. I've done silent writing sessions now with my past classes for the past couple years, actually, and so many people have reported to me, this is what got me writing again. I'm not surprised, because that's what got me writing again 15, 16 years ago when I joined my first silent writing program. So if you have trouble writing, if you're looking for a writing community, if you know it's now or never, if you know this is the time and you're tired of wasting time, you're tired of feeling sad about your writing dreams and wondering if they're ever going to happen, this class is for you. You can email me with any questions up until I close doors for registration. My contact form is on my website. You can sign up for my newsletter in the comments below. If you're getting this in your inbox, please keep an eye on your inbox, because day after tomorrow, I'm opening doors for registration. It will be open for 5 days, and then we close and the class is full, and that's it. I can't let anybody else in. So please get me your questions. I'll get them answered, and I will see all of you at registration. Bye.